Good afternoon, Bob Dalton coming to you from Allendale's trading floor here in McHenry, Illinois. It is Tuesday, the 6th of September, 2011. Hope everybody had a very nice Labor Day weekend and got those final barbecues in for the summer. We did open up trading last night in the grains lower. All right, we saw some pressure come in from the Eurozone, concerns over the debt crisis they're seeing in Europe. Translating into a lower euro against other currencies in the world, specifically today against the U.S. dollar, which did find some real good support here and travel much higher. Dollar currently up 87 on the day. It's 76.09.5, and that added to some of the pressure that the grains were seeing off of some of the rains that came up through the Gulf over the weekend from that storm. Putting water down on some fields that really were in need of it. So soybean crops down. I was talking to a client in Alabama here today. He said that saved his soybeans for this season. So much needed rain was provided. Bearish on the markets. Corn today actually traded below 750 for a little while this morning. We ended up settling at 755 3/4 in December, down 4 1/4 on the day. Soybeans down 23 1/4 when it was all said and done. 14.22 1/2. We went down and tested the April highs of 14.11 1/4 today. Actually took it down to just above 14.08, and settled up today at 14.22 1/2. Wheat also pulling back, down 15 1/2 on the day. 760 December Chicago. Now, crude oil was also down 61 cents at the time of this recording. 85.86 is where the crude is at. We saw gold up over 1,900 an ounce again today, and then pulled back. That's a double top on the chart. Is that going to do anything to curb the bullish expression being relayed over to to the gold pits right now? We'll have to see. Technically, that is bearish, but stay tuned. Over to the cattle. We saw more news this morning regarding individuals coming down with a new strain of swine flu. Last week, there was an 80-year-old woman out in Florida who lost her life to a swine flu. And this weekend, we had a 5-year-old in Indiana, as well as a 5 and younger child out in Pennsylvania contract some variation of swine flu. So we're starting to see that hit the markets or hit the news wires again. Markets are reacting. Today, the cattle were up while the hogs were down. You had cattle up 217 1/2 in the October contract, 116.97 1/2. Feeders, because of the corn pulling back more likely than swine flu, but feeders higher by 115 at 133.80 in the September. All the while, you got hogs today doing some significant technical damage. We were down 245 on the day in the October contract at 83.35. Now, Rich Nelson is saying, we should not see any type of panic selling like we saw back in 2009 when the big swine flu pandemic came through the U.S. But people are nervous, and it doesn't take too much to make waves. A couple of headlines here and there about swine flu and people dying and whatnot could very well cause a short-term panic sell in the hogs. Cattle technically looking good today. You got some of the more deferred contracts. We took out some resistance on the charts. Very good day for the cattle. So even with the Labor Day rush, if you will, to buy the meat and strong demand into a long weekend, and historically a weekend filled with grilling and outdoor activities, we still see the cattle find some strength the day after. So that's interesting, and hopefully that will continue there for all you cattle producers. We put out today our acreage estimates based off of our surveys, which you, the farmer, helped us out with 100% this year. This was all your information that you shared with us, went into the numbers, and we came up with a 147.4 corn yield. That equates to 12.466 billion on production for corn. Soybeans 40.7. That's the yield we're estimating. A little over 3 on the soybeans for production. So thank you very much for participating. Without you, we wouldn't have any data to go off of. The data that we received this year was a little bit friendly. I mean, you got to look at what we have out there versus what Pro Farmer and some of the other analytical groups are putting out, and we're falling right in line with what some may view as the more bullish numbers. So interesting to see. Rich Nelson went through that survey in detail with the results. We changed priced outlooks for corn, beans, and wheat. Go to our website. If you don't subscribe, sign up. You can get the information. If you do subscribe, that email will be coming out to you soon enough with the afternoon's research meeting. Check it out. Call us with questions. The phone number is 800-262-7538. That website is www.allendale-inc.com. Thank you very much for tuning in again this week. My name is Bob Dalton, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.